Hi guys, my name is Dr. Rocke and what I got for you guys today are 10 tips and hacks for Copic markers. Let's do this! Tip number 1. Create a color board. Take all your Copics and draw a sample of its color on a piece of paper you would normally work on. Next to the color sample, you write down the name of the Copic marker so you can find it quickly. It's really helpful when searching for a specific color, because the tip of the markers is very often quite different than the actual color when drawn on paper, and you will be able to see which colors are a good match for blending. Tip number 2. Refilling your Copics. You can buy a refill ink for every Copic marker there is. But you don't need to buy any of the refilling helps. You can refill your Copic marker by just removing the nib and pour it in, or you simply let it drip into the nib. Takes more time, but it's less messy. Tip number 3. Taping the wrong end. That's probably one of my best hacks. The only nib you need on a Copic marker is the brush nib. You can easily fill in big areas and work towards small places with the brush nib, so no need for the other side. But when you are concentrated on your drawing, you will open the wrong end of your marker quite often. So just tape the wrong end and this problem is solved. This way you can save time and nerves. Tip number 4. Erase with a zero colorless blender. Should you happen to be a bit careless with your drawing, use the zero colorless blender to push the color back over the line where it belongs. It almost works like an eraser. For an even more satisfying result, repeat this process when the ink is dry. Tip number 5. Create effects. You can use the colorless blender not only for erasing, but also for creating pretty cool effects in your drawing. Just try different things, you will be able to get a special texture. Tip number 6. Use gray for shading. For a quick shading on your drawing, you don't have to search for the perfect tone on your color board. Just take a gray tone like the one I used here and go nuts. You can use it on different colors and therefore save a lot of time. Tip number 7. Sorting sets together by color. Should you be in the lucky position like I am and own more than one Copic marker set, sort them all together by color, no matter in what box they came in. Keep a clear view. Tip number 8. Mix them like watercolors. This way you will have a greater spectrum of colors. And this tip is especially important if you are not a freak like me who owns almost all the colors there are, cause with the basic colors you can mix all the tones you wish for. Tip number 9. Test fine liners for smudging. When coloring a piece you have just inked, it's very important to use waterproof ink. And even when they should be waterproof, sometimes they will smudge when you go over them with your Copics, and that could ruin your drawing. So take a piece of paper, in the best case one you are doing your actual drawings on, and make a line with your fine liners and other black markers you would like to use. Then you let it dry quite a bit, so you can go over them with one of your markers. You will be able to see the results immediately. Don't be worried about the nib of your Copic marker, because you will be able to remove the black stain with a quick wipe on your paper. And this brings us to my final tip. Tip number 10. Lines after coloring. Just draw a thin line on your sketch and color it first. As long as there is not a lot of black on your paper, the chances of smudging are almost zero. And when you are finished, you do your dynamic lines with whatever marker, brush or fine liner you want, and this will be a smudge-free drawing. Okay, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If so, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and see you in the next video. Bye!